man, it is absolutely glorious to have the idea to do it and then follow through with it. I don't know how I can say it a million times, but the arts work. The arts can change, the arts can change people. The arts can do for these kids what science and the geography, the other curriculums can do for these kids. So just the fact that you can write a play at this age and you're going to get it presented in that kind of venue will turn these kids' lives totally around, and they'll wind up saving other lives.
I think it's fantastic. I think anything that gets kids connected to live theater is essential and important. I was lucky enough, my parents loved to cast albums. So that was my way into theater when I was a kid. I would memorize cast albums, I'd read the liner notes, even if I hadn't seen the plays. And any program, and there's a real hunger out there. I mean, you can see it in the High School Musical. You can see it in Zack and Cody. There's a hunger to connect with music and lyrics and drama for kids. It's an essential part of playing. It's an essential part of growing up. So programs like Fidelity that help connect kids with the magic of live theater are fantastic.
It's very difficult to put a show on Broadway. It's the theaters are huge and the stages are huge, and people come expecting a lot, and they expect to see something professional. They're paying a lot of money and they want to get a great show. And aside from that, it's Broadway, and there's something magical about that. And I think it's great that these kids get the opportunity to have their work on a Broadway stage.
It's getting them to understand that residue process. What you don't like, go through it anyway, and something in it will trigger, that'll help you in another kind of way. It may not be the stage, but it'll help you in another kind of way, I mean, every life experience, every time someone reaches out to teach you something, you should hold still for it.
The high school I went to had a program called Brick Prison because we went to this windowless school on 94th Street. Literally had no windows in the classrooms, and so the name of the program was called Brick Prison. It was entirely student-run, student-acted, and student-directed. And there's only so much you can learn in that kind of environment, but at the same time, we had absolute freedom, and we were able to. The first plays I wrote were for that program. I started writing plays after my 8th grade English teacher told me, "You're a writer, write." And I started writing plays, and then I started writing one-act musicals my junior year and sophomore year, and that was essential to me being here right now. I mean, the confidence that inspires, and and learning collaboration at a very young age, not just working with actors, but working with scenic designers and other kids your age on how to mount the lights, what you need, what the look of the show should be. It's all essential.
There's so many kind of ways into theater, and for a lot of people, even if it doesn't become their career, it can be part of their life in a really sort of positive way. I mean, I think anybody who's involved, who's ever done a high school musical, knows the friendships that are created from that experience, the confidence it can give people, the sense of community it gives a high school when they all work on one project together, like a musical. And I think it's important for people to know that theater is for everybody, and it can speak to everybody, and that it's whether you're an audience member or whether you have aspirations to have a career in theater, that it's kind of your birthright as a New Yorker to have access to theater. And I think what's great about this program is to have students meet people who work in theater, to know it's attainable if they want it.
I guarantee you, as long as this program stays, somebody's going to come out of this and we're going to say, wow, that kid came out of this kind of program and look what they do. It's inevitable that somebody or more than one person will come out of this and be huge, in literature or in performance, one or the other.